here and you are joining us for the second upper bracket match. The first one was Liquid knocking down TNC and they are waiting for their opponent, which is going to be either Team Secret or Optic. And as it looks now, Optic is on the upper hand. They won game one and Secret didn't really have a whole lot to offer. Let's find out what they have to offer in the second game though, as the draft is already on the way. Here with Trent as well as Sunsfan and Gods. Gentlemen, previous game, was it an outdraft, outplay? Felt like mostly an outplay, because it felt like Secret had a draft that was fairly standard for Secret purposes.
I felt fairly
bit
even.
of both, I'd say.
Fairly even?
I think going into it, I didn't feel like either team had like a super big advantage draft-wise. I think two different kind of strategies. You were looking for Optic to... I thought if Optic was going to win, it would have been sooner, definitely. I thought like they were just going to kind of crush a Rax early on with that Lycan. That's not how it went. But they were still able to close it out in the end thanks to the change from Zai.
No more double nighttime buddies.
Yeah, I was really looking forward to this because their first pick for the Optic side, so I was wondering what was going to happen from Secret or from Optic too. Like, they obviously want both in ideally. They want to try this Night Stalker Lycan again, but we'll just remove the Lycan, but we'll still take the Night Stalker. They don't have a separate strategy ready without it, which is kind of interesting.
And Axe was banned, of course, with the Skywrath, but you have Beastmaster now, so you still have that single target ridiculous burst to keep him locked down.
Yep.
The question is, with Night Stalker, what position is he going to be? Is that going to be another Pine
It'll
Cat
probably
Night
be 3-3 playing it, I would assume, without the Lycan being there. He's just been very good on that aggressive hero, and I still feel like it's hard to like kind of control and win a game on that. Like, I remember 3-3 in his heyday in the Tier 2 scene, he was always just playing like Batrider when the hero was very good, and he would win his team's game on this hero just because he was able to kind of like get these lassos, create the big moments, and he's been doing that honestly on the Night Stalker too. So.
Yep. Secret banned out of Warlock in the second phase, previous game. So Optic now grabs it before it gets banned.
Yeah, this is the hero we thought might get picked up in the first stage last game after the Skywrath opener because it does sustain you against the pressure lane. And well, it's Skywrath Beastmaster, they pick up Warlock. It's the kind of approach we've seen a lot of teams take with the safe lane.
What do you guys think of Night Stalker's nerfs? Compared to, like, what is he now before, or compared to, like, what was it, like a week and a half ago?
Like when he still had the mini stun and everything?
Yeah. Like, how big of a difference is actually? Well, it's the nighttime change as well, right?
They are, I mean, you can't really get around the fact they are big nerfs. I would say it's a little surprising he still stuck around so well. I guess it just shows really how strong the hero truly was overall.
It was the mini stun and darkness.
The vision. It's not like super small anymore.
It's percent-based rather than setting it to a flat number.
Yeah. That's
definitely the bigger nerf. The mini stun can sometimes matter, but is a bit more situational. It just still seems super strong because of how much focus and emphasis there in the laning stage. And this hero, yeah, it's daytime for the first 4 minutes, but you have incredible base stats, really good last hitting, and it's very hard to beat the Night Stalker in lane.
Yeah, there's just not a lot of heroes that can even survive under a tower once that first nighttime comes, which is just kind of throws a wrench in all the problems that you typically have in a Dota draft. You know, you think about some hard carry hero and you got a question like, well, if this guy's just going to dive me, how's that going to go?
Interesting. They pick Leshrac. I almost want to say this is definitely a mid one here because they banned Nyx and Pugna.
That's true.
These are these heroes that counter the Lesh. Also, you don't really want to have a Lesh and Sky support duo. Those are two kind of 4-position supports.
Yeah. That's kind of funny, though, because it's also like you're blocking the Skywrath counters as well. Kind of handy, you know? You got a 2-for-1 deal on your bans here.
Oh, they could do Sky mid.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. They could do the Lesh Beastmaster lane and put mid one on the Skywrath. Yeah. We've seen that already this tournament.
Yeah, I feel like that's almost even more likely, but it truly could go either way. So just depends on which hero they want to prioritize and try and lead their game with.
Keeping their options open. Optic going into...
probably a Zai hero. I think Sand King still looks pretty solid. Fatal Bonds, combination there.
Windrunner still available.
Yeah, because Windrunner obviously played out really well in the previous game. Is there a specific scenario where Wind Ranger fits better than others, or
when
is
your
she...
mid doesn't buy damage items. That's rule number one.
I think I would look towards Liquid with that question. Just the way they've always been opening up with the Beastmaster and the Wind Ranger, and so they kind of run it almost like a Skywrath Mage in that sort of dual offlane scenario. You buy an Orb of Venom, you poke people, you're super irritating, mega high damage on the power shot early on. That's what I'd be looking for. So theoretically, you could see that with a 3-3 Night Stalker plus the Wind Ranger.
Yeah, because it wouldn't hurt picking it third. Like, there's no big downside to that.
No, not really. Unless you want a more reliable initiation. Sort of a problem with the hero still.
We still have Sand King in the pool.
Yeah, I just like that hero, honestly.
The other option is they may pick the CCNC hero. They normally don't wait too far in the draft to grab that. They'll just pick like a DK or a Razor. Death Prophet. I don't know about Death Prophet against Sky, Leshrac. One of those is going to be a core hero, probably mid, and Death Prophet kind of melts to them.
Yeah, let's be done with that hero. I think the trend is downwards now.
It really is.
But if you're going to pick one of those heroes, it's true. You should be picking it now, right? Because the whole idea is that CCNC is absorbing. He's the sponge for other players on your team. So just get it out of the way and let you save some better picks for those other roles. But it'll instead be the Rubik. So someone who I feel like has been brought up a lot, but not picked. But great null field game so far.
Defensive null game.
Yeah.
Normally you think, oh, okay, offensive, you know, here's this great magic damage lineup of Morphling, but this game it's like, okay, let's go a bit defensive.
10 seconds remaining.
Last time they played it was PPD when they had a Rubik Chen. This time it's
5
100%
seconds
PPD
remaining.
Warlock.
Yeah.
Bring Xiron Warlock, that's not the play.
Too passive.
I don't know, man. Core lock is pretty brain dead. That could be a CCNC, you know? Sorry, but I love you, Quinn.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Did you see the intro video? He really stared into everybody's
He
eyes
did.
with a vengeance.
Yeah.
My lord, I can't even tell if he does that on purpose anymore. It's just his thing.
Oh, nice little combos here, though. The Roar, Skywrath Mage, blowing somebody up. We got a little bit of objective taking slightly between the Beastmaster and the Leshrac, but overall, your only initiator so far is the Beastmaster. Are you comfortable with that?
What do you think about the Rubik steals? I mean, you have, I would say Split Earth is pretty value because you can definitely set it up with your own telekinesis.
You don't need to set it up. Rubik has a better
You set it
split
up
us.
with yourself. Oh, that's true, actually. Yeah,
Yeah,
no
you just go
animation.
bam.
Because there's
Yeah.
no cast time.
Yeah.
Easy.
So double stun,
Double stun.
easy peasy.
Yeah, it's a great Rubik game, actually. Team Secret is seeming to be a little lackluster on the old team fight.
True. Kind of felt that way last game, too.
And that hurt them because they couldn't really team fight.
Yeah.
So how are they going to fix that?
Well, Naga's removed,
Yes.
so you don't have the simple answer. If you want to try and throw that in like a position 4, assuming that one of these is a core, and they'll go back for the Bloodseeker.
All right. I mean, I can't remember who it was,
Okay.
kept stealing Rupture over and over and over, and they had to stop using it until the Rubik was dead. So see if that comes into play at all. I mean, it's a very easy skill to steal.
Yeah, big animation. But I like the way they're saving this for last, though. So now we truly have no idea what the Skywrath or Leshrac are doing. They get to see the last 2 picks for Optic and then figure out what the plan is.
It
10
does feel like
seconds
a
remaining.
pretty early Bloodseeker pick, though, because it's good against like a
Yeah.
core Night Stalker, but you don't know
5
your lane
seconds
matchup.
remaining.
Like it's a hero that shines when you have a good lane matchup, and you know you're going to counter like a core hero on the other team who's like the 1 or the 2, not the
True.
3.
I'm kind of looking the other way, maybe in terms of like synergistic. The damage amp on someone like the Skywrath Mage is pretty dumb. Maybe they have some other idea coming out as well, but he can buff up that damage to a ridiculous degree.
Secret has not played
Perhaps
Lesh
the
or
Zeus.
Bloodseeker this tournament yet.
Neither, eh?
Team
This looks like a
Secret's
Venno
turn
game or
to
something from
bat.
CCNC, honestly. But they go with the Gyro first.
So CCNC hero last?
Yeah. 4th, 5th pick is kind of interchangeable when you're second
Get the one you don't want banned.
or first pick, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, you pick the hero that's more important in
Yeah.
the 4th slot, and the 5th pick's like, well, something's going to get banned here.
Well, is it
10
going to be the
seconds
Razor,
remaining.
the DK, or the Death Prophet? That's the question.
Blade Mail is
seconds
obviously
remaining.
very valuable this game. If we could find a Blade Mail
Tanky,
hero, that'd
like,
be nice.
Yeah, Blade Mail hero or a BKB hero, something that's just got a lot of survivability. It may just be a Razor DK kind of game.
It's kind of hard to find a Blade Mail hero these days, honestly. There's not that many. Like Bloodseeker's like the best one here, honestly.
Or some of the off lane is like your Axe Legions, but
Yeah,
that's kind of a
yeah.
different idea with the Blade Mail.
But it's amazing, this game,
Team
obviously.
back.
Ooh. Stormban.
Okay. Well, Storm doesn't have to worry about Rupture, right? So that...
Yep.
I don't know. I don't like DK at all against Bloodseeker.
I would say they've gone very heavy in terms of AoE damage. They're really lacking in terms of like single target if they want to try and like blow somebody up like the Skywrath or this Leshrac. At least, and currently they are fortunate in the fact that they are relatively squishy, a couple of these heroes, right?
10
So like these
seconds
AoE fatal
remaining.
bonds might be able to bring them down, but someone who just gets some single target
5
right clicks in
seconds
or
remaining.
spells, maybe a Lina kind of hero.
Yeah, Lina,
I mean-
Shadow Fiend.
Dire team
Is there any way
CCNC
they
plays
go?
great Lina.
Is there any way they go Ember again?
I don't
Would
think
not
with
be
the
a fan of
silence,
it.
the roar, and the blood right.
The laning stage against Skywrath or Lesh or Bloodseeker, all 3 of those heroes just destroy Ember mid.
I'm surprised even the Storm though. Like that's
Yeah.
kind of a lot of the same ideas, and they still banned that.
I think Queen of Pain might work okay. There's silences and stuff, but the laning stage is pretty
10
decent. You
seconds
can either be the
remaining.
Bloodseeker or Sky in lane. or at least hold your own.
Her level 4 blink
5
out
seconds
ranges
remaining.
rupture, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah, that's
with
a
the
nice
step
thing to
and
have. That's something you kind of have to at least be comfortable doing, though. You have
Yeah,
to
that's
practice it in a little while.
Turn to play.
Take
it
a
will be
lead.
the Lina. I think that's
Good call.
a good single target. Lock it down.
Very comfortable hero for CCC.
Okay, who do you want to set mid versus Lina? That's the question now for Team Secret. When are we going to get the Bloodseeker Zeus, though? Seriously, guys. Like, come on. have we not all been waiting for it at this point, you know?
Puppy could play a 5
10
position
seconds
Zeus.
remaining.
They're
And
looking
there
for
you go.
a Puppy hero, I want to
Would
say.
Sky, yeah, would
Oh,
Arcward.
oh
Never
my
mind.
gosh.
All right.
Okay.
They have played, it is an Ace Arc Warden.
Wow. They're doing a Lesh Sky support duo.
Seems so.
they have 2 lanes at least with like setups, I guess you could say, with like the slows at the very least. I guess you need a roar though for the Beastmaster. It's a little awkward for the poor Lesh, but if you get the slow from the App Store, maybe they can lean to the Split Earth and everything. But relatively squishy, not a lot of counter initiation, especially for Team Secret. So if they're jumped upon, I'm not sure what your answer is. Throw a Blood Right and run.
It feels like a good Arc Warden game. It's a hero that you don't want to get run over. It takes a while to come online, and that lineup from Optic does not run over you. There's no Lycan. It doesn't push fast. There's a Gyrocopter. There's a Lina. They're this more like mid to late game lineup that's going to give this Arc Warden a lot of space. I don't know.
Talk to me. Who is your favorite?
You know, I'm going to go with Ace on the Arc Warden. I feel like last game you had a key hero and a key player in the Lycan. This game it's the Arc Warden. Ace is amazing on this hero, and I don't think it has any counters on the other side, so I'm going to go Secret.
I hate to agree because I absolutely hate Arc Warden, but we'll have to go with Secret again. I think this. We said this should go 3 games, and I think it will.
We said that, yeah.
I'm going to believe in my boy Quinn. He's going to pull it off at the Lina.
All right.
It's going down. Optic, the big Fatal Bonds, the Warlock. That hero was busted. I think they're going to do it. Give it to Optic. Dream green, baby.
Well, if Optic do it,
It's
that
the right
means
OG,
they are
right?
already top 6 in the tournament. And if they don't, they're going to play the 3rd game to see who drops to the lower bracket to face either Spirit or EG. That's really the question. Let's find out what's going to happen with Toby and Kyle.
I'm with Suns fan. Arc Warden sends me to sleep.
I think it's a new and exciting flavor that we have yet to see, at least
Yay!
recently. I think we saw it yesterday.
Yay.
Didn't we cast an Arc Warden game?
Yeah, we did. We did.
No, we were just watching it backstage.
Yeah.
Well,
Either way, I felt the pain. The pain reverbs, and Team Secret are giving it like. Not going to go wrong. They were right at the panel. Ace is a fantastic Arc Warden player. I just hate this hero with a passion of 1,000 suns.
I don't mind it nearly as much as others you seem to be a fan of. Not going to name names here. Techies. Awful.
Techies is
Stop,
brilliant.
Stop. No, stop.
It's an
Look,
explosive change in the draft.
I love 3 things about the Secret Draft. 1, I think 4th pick is Bloodseeker. A 2nd pick is great because you now have the damage amp core that's a 6 strong laner, and then you last pick your win condition, and it just is better now. I think Ace is a specialist on Arc Warden, and it changes the makeup of the game of Dota. I think that they capitalized on the big issue with Optic's draft. I thought they were going to last pick Ember again. They go Lina. What are they missing now? Reach. They have absolutely none. And all of a sudden, you don't have that ability, as the panel said, to close gaps onto the Arc Warden. And I think that if Secret get to a point in the game where it's even at maybe 20, 25 minutes, Arc Warden just wins the game by himself.
You know, in a way, I can agree with you. In the other way, we've also seen what Linas can do once they get massively farmed up. They have that long attack range, which comes in from the Lina, basically turning it. You're saying like, oh, maybe you go with Sniper on the last pickup. You're talking a little bit more for like Secret at that point, but like that's kind of what Lina turns into, right? And with that heavy amount of damage, you can deal with the clone nice and quickly. You can actually keep away from the rupture that the Bloodseeker is looking to offer. I'm just to see how the laning phase goes more than anything else. Because bottom lane, they're really adding pressure. Pycat in the trees, they're getting the stuns, the spark rays, the bane of everyone's existence when you're level 1. It's so much damage, and it's just going to keep chasing you. Pycat, at least he's able to... No, he's not able to outrun this one. Another stun will connect, and first blood spilled by Puppy, and he's already TPing to the top lane to try and change the momentum up here.
I don't think Rubik, you want the Warlock against the Sky. That's the whole point of picking the hero. You out-sustain the harass damage like we saw last game with the Witch Doctor. You don't want a Rubik Gyro against this lane. You're just going to get harassed out and potentially even die.
Well, they changed their lane up. So homing missile from Pycat should be able to connect Puppy. Another great stun, just making sure that Optic will not chase down the Beastmaster. 3 mangoes. Yeah, he can handle the regeneration.
Yep. The Lina matchup mid, though, is quite nice. We saw Bloodseeker just absolutely dumpstering a few heroes. Lina much better against the hero, although CC and Steven assist both last hit. CS not his strong suit.
Don't be picking on him. Yapsor's on the run. They don't have enough follow-up, not with just 33 as well as Zai down here. They needed an extra hero to get the kill on Yapsor, and Yapsor knows it. He's running back in. That Observe Ward from Zai could help him out. Puppey and Fada chasing PPD in the trees. Have to burn that regeneration on himself at this rate.
Yeah, Skywrath with Bloodseeker is great for 2 reasons. One, late game, you buff him, and he just
Zai?
Ooh.
He came in a little bit close towards Ace, copped a lot of damage, has to turn around because of the Spark Wraith. Get the Telekinesis grab up with the Fable, he'll kill off Yapsor, keeps his distance from the Spark Wraith, and Zai, oh, okay, yeah, no, there's nowhere to run away from that. Ace finds the kill.
Yep, and I love this because you always keep the enemy heroes low, and that helps Bloodseeker significantly. He gets, you know, plus 30-something damage. You look top, no real harass. I mean, actually, Flesh Beastmaster, that's a great harassing lane. Sky Arc Warden does the same. So you make the Bloodseeker in an unfavorable matchup just, it's so easy now because you get 30 damage every time you go for last hits.
Well, CCNC just keeps him controlled, however, with the Light Striker into the tower, so at least he gets something back against mid one. He'll burn his last pot. So everything else has to be relying on the regeneration he gets from lane kills. It's been a fun game of, I want to say almost musical lanes at the beginning. Decent rotations from the support off, but Puppey will return to the top lane. Trying to mess around with Pycat. He'll miss the stun. Pycat reading this perfectly. I really want to just also take a moment before we have our next engagement just to praise Pycat. Like, he's been playing so well, maybe Castle Curse coming in. He's cleaning up the creep wave around the tower with the heal from the Shadow Word. Focuses on the Puppey as the Fatal Bonds is out too. And they'll retreat out. But Pycat's really, like, in just the last month, actually not even last month, the last like 3 months, stepped up so high. 33's in trouble, I think he's dead. We have one more orb. He's got 6 charges available into the trees.
And
at the same time, CCNC
yeah,
dies
Gyro's at a quarter HP, bottom lane, they're landing the kill on Night Stalker. He's got a bonus like 60-something damage. He just runs at CCNC, and that's the strength of these heavy harass lanes, the Bloodseeker mid. And that's, there's nothing you can really do if you're CCNC. If the stun gets juked, you're just dead. And yeah, I mean, the problem I have with the Optic lineup as well is Gyro's your tempo controller. He needs to have a great game so that he can kill everybody with a flak into a Fatal Bonds, and he's only level 3, XP dependent carry, and I don't think they can actually crush this lane. Lesh Beastmaster's way too strong. They're already ahead, and they have a shrine in a minute.
Yeah, they're not getting the CS they really need to get on him, as well as you said, the experience. That's when things have to try and change around. Like, we're now in our first nighttime phase, the Night Stalker. Rubik's already started his rotation, so Zaya's coming into mid lane, try and get something on mid one before he's able to get that Rupture and cause real problems to them, because you know the second he has Rupture and someone drops low on the side lanes, mid one will murder. He will murder CCNC. And it's already been 1 death for him. This feels like bait from CCNC.
Yeah, look at mid one though, playing so disciplined. He knows the Rubik's off map.
Yapsor's already here. Concussive shot starts with the TP out. Zai is like, oh. The time it took for mid one to walk a little bit down to avoid the Light Strike array is the time it took to TP out. Yeah. Puppey is on the wrong side of the tracks. Homing missiles coming in. He wants to deny himself. Aggro's the creeps at the right time, but then Rocket Barrage. Pycat will get the kill.
CCNC denied 3 creeps mid on that wave that went into tower. Otherwise, he would die 100% to a Rupture. Mid one was like 15, 30 experience away from getting 6, or he would just die. No TP, so he would feed the Skywrath, and they would have crushed there. But well played getting the last hits that counted.
Well, Rupture's up now. Made 1 hit 6.
Yeah, he needs, it's just so scary because mid, you have a tendency to tunnel vision because you're, you know, trying to get all these last hits. Bloodseeker hitting for 100 something, so it's always tough. But you look around the map, you don't realize maybe that, oh crap, your carry's dying.
They're going after Puppey, trying to make the most out of this nighttime before Yapsor can help him out. Puppey gets a good split earth onto 33, and then the Spark Wraith, the attack from Zai will be able to reach it. 33, run away as quick as you can, away from the Spark Wraith, and Zai ruptured up. He'll end up falling too. And they didn't even pick up the bounty room. Bloodseeker, yeah, sure, take the extra cash. We'd sit in there for a minute on that bottom lane.
Yep. An immediate TP from Yapsor because the Bloodseeker rotated out. He goes mid, ensures this catapult wave dies as fast as possible, and collects free XP. Really disciplined. TPs are cheap. A creep wave is always worth your teleport. In an in-game like this, where you don't have to rotate.
Yep. And mid one can now do the rest of the push out. PPD, like he puts the feather bonds on, you got a double damage room for CCNC. So if they can get a stun onto mid one, they may think about doing a little bit more, but no, won't happen. It's bottom lane where something's happening. Ace picked up, thrown down, becomes more in the bubble. The Spark Wraiths once again being planted, but not as intimidating just at the moment. They're only level 1s. He went 2-1-1, sorry, built on the Arc Warden.
I'm really good. I mean, Ace obviously a real Arc Warden player, but I've seen so many like 2-0-4 builds. Like it just seems bad. And he gets that point in magnetic field almost every game, and you can see like it's super good. It's 100% evasion plus the big attack speed bonus. There's no reason to skip it completely until your other skills are maxed.
Yeah. It's just such a great lane presence with the Spark Wraiths. Like, you just dominate all the side lanes. You talk about, like, hating techies. I feel like Spark Wraiths kind of do the same thing, except you can't walk up and kill them. You just got to wait until they time out. Well, this is a nice little stack for Pycat. He's going to give it to PPD. Probably a good thing as well, because they need to get the rock up on Warlock. They need some kind of team fight intimidation from Optic.
Yeah, from Pycat's timing, you know, he's going to get Phase Boots Aquila, level 6, probably around like the 9-minute mark, and then he's going to want to make a rotation, but he was unable to do anything on that initial night time, and that's the problem with being aggro dual laned and forced to sit your Warlock nearby, is that he doesn't accelerate and thus can't dive in that bottom lane. He can't rotate, and it means that Secret just continue to pressure in all their lanes, and I really think Optic are the ones that got to make moves. This Arc Warden is going to have a real nice time.
Team Secret were actually looking for both the bounty runes and then potential rotation to mid, but CCNC saw Skywrath coming up, and his DD rune was automatically popped, so CCNC backs off the mid lane as far away from the Rupture as possible into a safe position until the threat has moved away, which it has.
Oh my god, Yepsu's already level 5. So is Puppy's 4, huh?
Zaya's 5 as well. It's been a lot of pulling. Like, it's been a lot of pulling from the to the side lanes.
Yeah, Mid one's having a great time though. I think this hero is super undervalued still. A lot of teams have been picking up Bloodseeker, but I think that his kit puts him in a position he could be potentially even first 2'd. So easy to build drafts around because it's not about him, right? It's about the 40% more damage you do to your teammates.
Again, being a little bit intimidated. Silenced up into the trees. The split earth only barely misses. The Creepwave's following 33 in.
Oh, Bloodseeker forces the CCNC TP as well.
Oh my god.
And he's ruptured still.
Yeah, CCNC TP down the bottom lane to try and be involved in this engagement. Puppy hits the stun, but 33's there to punch him down. But Bloodseeker, there's a lot of heroes low, so beat him to the tier 1 tower in mid. Nice Stalker will begin his TP in. He's going to have a little bit of extra help. That's in the form of the Rubik. Waiting it out 33 as Zai has to grab, pick him up. Still aggro from the tower. Mid one has 1 charges, and he's also got the distance. He's got the speed. And he's just running it away. Fada, no way. Is he really going to turn this around? The Roar directly into 33. I thought they were going to get Zai as well.
How many times are you going to use those lines, Toby? Every time somebody runs away quickly, you bring up that song. I love it, but still.
Do I? I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm an old man with only a few lines. I can't learn new tricks. That's why OD Pixel is the superior caster.
Someone's bitter.
What?
It's just the British accent. It just trumps Australia every time. And
Wow.
Rupture.
Go
It's
be
going to be a full
generic
heal,
American
too.
5 TPD.
Dude, that hero is nuts. It's like LeBron James. He does everything. He can land the assists or just slam it home if necessary.
CCNC's trying to slam something. Spark Wraith down. Haste Rune doesn't allow him to catch up to the Bloodseeker, who definitely was looking to hide in the tree line.
Fought about to finish that Necro level 1, too. Having a great game.
Gabsor half shows himself, and CCNC realizes his angle of approach against Fada was not going to work.
Optic's win condition is so rough this game. Their Gyro's so far behind. Gyro, Lina, like these heroes, they need space. They need to be able to eat creeps around the map and connect. And Optic supports, like who's really going to be making plays? Like a Boots, Rubik, can he really make enough plays around the map? Because so far the answer's been no, and I don't think it really changes. You have way more ability to clear waves on Secret. You scale better.
33. It's just so hard. The clone started doing the rest of the work underneath the tower, so Ace didn't even lose much.
They didn't even lose the clone. That magnetic field stopped the auto attack, so they don't even get the gold bounty. Top lane, level 6 on Yapzor. Rupture as well.
Yeah, they're looking for Pycap. But we were talking about this during the drafting phase. You get a Gyrocop, you just burn everything, right? Like, okay, you're ruptured, but you stand your ground.
It's a good hero against the Bloodseeker, but the problem is that mid one, he's just going to go, I assume, like Shadowblade BKB. And as long as he gets Rupture off, he runs in BKB. What does Optic do? They have absolutely nothing to pierce
Optic
BKB.
smoke and wrap around the back. They have the Observer Ward in that northern lane. That's why they know what's going on. So the smoke breaks. Darkness will now trigger. Puppey as well as YapzOr split up. Light Striker Ray is quick, and they just use Laguna Blade. Get the quick kill. Zai able to steal the lightning. They chain it straight off pretty quickly, but it's mid one in trouble in the lane. Trying to get away, but it's way too much damage. Trade-off is the Warlock, however. Down on bottom lane, looks like PPD was just pushing by himself. And that's an easy kill for an Arc Warden and a Beastmaster rotation, and he did just roar it.
You're okay with that, though. I mean, it's annoying.
But
You lose a
you're
couple
more okay
heroes,
with this if you can get the follow-up picks. They're still TPing underneath that Observer Ward. So the Radiant, actually I realized it's actually a Radiant Ward, not a Dire Ward.
Is Arc Warden getting it? No, he's not. Okay, yeah, the one.
Goodbye,
but
Clone.
the thing is, they get the follow-up kill, but not only that, there's no objective pressure from Optic. They can land kills, but with no real method of tower pressure, they're reliant on being ahead. But if you aren't ahead, you can't really stay ahead. Like, the advantage, it doesn't exist. You can't go back in time, and in the meantime, Secret just continue to press. Ace now finishing up the Midas in a couple last hits, and again, the clock is ticking. Optic have to play fast and continue crushing and finding kills, and it's just so hard in this game.
I feel like so much money is also being wasted. I'm just going to flag. I'm hoping PPD picks up this bounty rune on bottom lane pretty soon. Yeah, they're coming over. It's going to get bottled up by CCNC. Just
Another smoke towards the bottom lane.
efficiency. They waited 3 minutes before they picked that up. Rupture. Out in Pycap. Bloodride as well, but he's happy to stand his ground. And okay, he's trying to walk it off a little bit further. Starts the TP, but YapzOr, he'll turn the ulti on. Ace battling on the bottom lane. PPD will end up falling. They try to do it with a rock, but now it's up to Zai to pick up and throw away. But this is just an open ticket for mid one to start the dive. The regeneration, like PPD is still like buffing up the Bloodseeker as they want to go in deeper on top. CCNC has to come bottom lane and get some kind of rebuttal.
This is perfect play. We see 3P do this. We see LGD do this. Make plays away from your carry. He needs time, so the Arc Warden does die bottom, but he makes space, and in the meantime, you just crush the top lane with 4 and get tower 2, and this is the advantage of a Beastmaster Bloodseeker draft. They land the kills on the cores. They immediately clear a tower with spare time to go farm enemy jungle. Optic got a nice smoke couple kills, but they got nothing. Same with this kill bottom. Yeah, they get the tier 2. They blew the Warlock ulti, but sorry, the tier 1, but it's not super impactful. That tower was already so low.
They're actually pushing harder. Pycast defending the tier 2 tower, but Optic still have the numbers on the north. They probably won't push too hard though. Necro is on cooldown for the moment. The Lina does have a fresh Yule Scepter. She'll walk underneath the Radiant Observer Ward and reveal that. So at least you've got escape or initiation item for CCNC.
I like the way they're itemizing too. Beastmaster and Bloodseeker going Shadowblade, because they already have so much wave clear just thanks to the Arc Warden and the Lesher support. They're going to have tons of time to be off map and make their presence known, finding kills thanks to the vision of their creep waves. Plus, they're playing for the late game, so just play for pickoffs and be mobile and evasive.
CCNC's beaten down this mid tower. Still got another minute before nighttime. No darkness available. Roar on top lane. Pycat initiated on PPD, trying to help him out with the Shadow Word. And maybe they... No. They don't have enough regeneration.
Skywrath Beastmaster.
Yeah. Perfect control. Rupture onto CCNC. Turns around for Light Strike away. Moves out. He'll use it to avoid the blood right as mid one does fall. 33. Trapped inside the bubble. Support coming in from CCNC. He's got Laguna Blade just bursting him down. Both Puppey and mid one will fall. So CCNC was initiated on, but then Team Secret end up having definitely not an even trade. It's only the Gyrocopter's death on top lane that balances this.
And that is the downside of the Shadowblade Agi treads on Bloodseeker, because you just die once you get isolated there.
But a very nice TP out in the trees.
Yeah, I was talking with a couple of pro players about this. Bloodseeker, while it's a great hero, no one really knows how to itemize it properly. It's such a strange hero. You want some sort of build-up, but drums feels worthless. You're already a race car.
Yeah.
You don't need nitrous too. And what did you buy? You want health. You want survivability. I actually think in this game he probably wants to think about a hood. You might even just first item BKB. I don't know. You want health and you need a BKB.
So you find sustainability first, and then you go in for a bigger item like a Radiance Burn or something like this?
Yeah.
Like Radiance was the old always pick item on Bloodseeker.
This game, though, you're just not really counted on. You don't need to do damage. You just need to stay alive and make your presence known. So I honestly have no idea. I expect a BKB next, but after that, who knows?
I think Blade might be a nice good pickup. CCNC finding his own pickup, bottom lane. Yules into the Light Strike array. Anyone bring detection? He'll turn around for the roar, and Yapso just turns the ulti on Zai. He stole it himself, picking up in the toss way. Did he throw him?
Oh,
He didn't throw him. He left him on the spot, so the stolen Rupture doesn't actually hurt Fada. All he had to do was throw him, and he would have had the kill. But that support came real quick from Team Secret. And even Yapso, like, he's close to the Yule Scepter thanks to this.
Fada was in some like Toon Gravity there, just hanging up in the air, but instead of falling to his death, he's saved thanks to, I guess cartoons just don't die.
You think vertical distance should affect Rupture too, right?
Nah.
Bottom lane, the pressure is coming in. Axes clean out and reveal PPD in the trees. He did have cover for a while, but now mid one way too deep. Slipping in behind the towers. Lena's TPing forward as well. They can follow the Fatal Bonds. The Dire Observer Ward saw Puppey go into the trees. That's exactly where Optic are heading. 33 gives them the flying vision they require. Gyrocopter will deny up the tower on the bottom lane. So money taken away from Team Secret as well as two heroes, the same two heroes again.
Yeah, I mean, Bloodseeker with that 8 armor talent, he's running around with 23, but on Agi Treads with the Shadow Blade, 1200 HP, you just die to the magical burst, as we saw.
He's getting BKB now.
Well, yeah, I don't want to say finally. I mean, it's 18 minutes, but I don't know. It's tough, right? Because that hero, I still don't know how to itemize it. I guess you could buy a hood. In this game, maybe, but it's just such a weird item to buy because then you don't accelerate or scale. It gives you no damage whatsoever, so it's really a tough hero, and I'm sure that by TI it'll probably be figured out, but for now, still a little experimentation.
TI is not that far away. By the qualifiers, we'll see if people can work it out, if it's going to be continuously abused. Fada's on the hunt, Shadow Bladed up, but he walked underneath both Obs and Sentry.
Yeah, and that was placed by Peter just to scout out this area. Sentries last longer now, so this is something we'll see more often when playing against Invis heroes. Yep. It's just a nice little high ground ward trap so that you see this Beastmaster and you have easy turnaround potential, and that saves CCNC's life.
It's kind of funny when you think about that. Like, we're seeing a lot more Shadow Blades being picked up throughout this tournament, but with the Sentry Ward change, there's a lot more ways to actually detect them as well.
I think that change was mostly due to the Shadow Blade prominence. That item is so good, it gives you 3 more damage and 10 more attack speed than the components, has no recipe, and it gives you the active, which not only gives you the invis and the move speed, but it's an extra bonus physical damage on that attack out of invis. I think Shadow Blade should have the recipe, not Silver Edge, but I'm not in charge.
You obviously are not. And we are the lesser for it, Kyle. We are the lesser for it.
Yep.
I think don't worry, you have a platform to how many people? To 58,000 people right now who are listening, and they believe in you, Kyle.
I don't have enough stream viewers personally, so my ideas therefore are not nearly as good. But if you split the recipe to be both, 300 each, I think it's a little more balanced. But same reason I love Maelstrom. Any item that doesn't have a recipe and gives you more than the value of the components is super efficient when it comes to gold efficiency, such as Tequila, Maelstrom, and Shadow Blade. And what items do we see all the time? Feels like those 3, Toby.
Yeah, it really, really does.
We got 3 Shadow Blades already. It's 20 minutes in.
That's a really nice kill. 539 gold for the kill on Yapso, fueling this Lina. She's already got Yules and Shadow Blade, so CCNC is the ultimate stealth pickup against heroes like the Skywrath Mage. You have no real... You got your own Yule Scepter, but if that Light Strike array is going to connect at the right time, you're dead. Laguna Blade will guarantee it, and such a low cooldown ultimate too. 60 seconds at that level 2. Fada in the trees, they're looking for him. He's invis, but then again the dust pops. They see him, no! Zai had the right idea, pick up the boar and throw it into the trees. It was on the correct spot, but just a little too late.
Space.
Fresh Sentry was down by Zai. They're really watching for this aggressive movement of Beastmaster into the Dire jungle.
The problem here for this Lina is that the entire game, no matter what he does, if he gets roared, he dies to Skywrath ulti, and that's why you see his next item is going to be a Linken's. They don't have too much to cancel it, and Rupture, Roar are both very threatening.
Yep.
My only concern is, again, how do they kill this Arc Warden as this game continues? He already has Midas Maelstrom bots, and obviously he's not going to be fighting anytime soon, but he'll accelerate rapidly.
But they at least have the survivability. Like, yeah, okay, CCNC's going to go for a Liquid Sphere, protect himself from the Bloodseeker and the Initiation, but the Gyrocopter's got a lot out as well. Okay, well, not protect himself from that. There's the Raw, Initiation, set back a little bit, but yeah, you're getting more money into PyCat. Like, his BKB is flying out in the Courier right now. So you've got him. You're going to have the survivability from 33. He's building him for the Crimson Guard. Zai, he's moving quickly through the level, so you'll have his null field, so a little bit more negation as well. Like, there's a lot of things that Optic have to work with. Right now, I'm wondering just how strong they feel, because Roshan's being done. This is nighttime for the moment. PPD has Rock and Fatal Bonds. If they knew what was going on, okay, they know. There's Spark Rays everywhere.
It just dies too fast, Obi. When you have the Blood Rage buff on it, Roche takes 40% more damage. He just explodes. Oh
my god, and now you've got Nagus Immortal on the Arc Warden. I could think like killing him off once is possible. Killing him off twice with the clone problem as well, that's a lot harder.
And if you had swapped PyCat and CCNC's net worth, Optic's going to feel a lot better about this game, because the net worth right now on Lina is dead, because you will only need the Yule Shadowblade. It allows you to do what you need to do. That 2,000 gold he just died with doesn't matter. Like, he can't buy anything to survive. You need your Gyrocopter to be ahead of the game, and right now he's in 4th. It's nice that he gets a BKB, but you want him to be already close to that next damage item, because right now you're still going to lose all your team fights, plus you're on a clock.
That bloody clone bubble.
You need reach.
Smoke up. Were they in range of... Actually, they were in the perfect spot to avoid the Sentry Ward, but Vada, Yule Scepter up. They want to try and kill him off, remove that wall. Rupture is down for PyCat with the BKB. He stands his ground. The Fatal Bond connects perfectly with the follow-up. Rocket Black having damage. Mid one is on the run. It was 33 who was ruptured up, and that's why Mid one's moving so quickly. They burned the Aegis of the Immortal, and now isolate the damage. CCNC actually caught up to him. Now they turn back to Ace. 4 Hero is gone from Secret, and the perfect fight from Optic.
I might have spoke too soon. Optic once again with an incredibly executed team fight. They find the Initiation. They kill the critical core. That was a Necro 3 double damage Beastmaster, and he died without getting a single ability off. That was the one kill they needed to start the fight.
Money has to be expended by the Arc Warden to buy back. And Optic, they're not risking it this time around. They've had a couple of kills over to Team Secret that allow them to get back into the game. This, in Game 1, Game 2, that ain't happening.
Really well played, because you can threaten that tier 3, and it's the right move. If they back immediately, Arc Warden saves that buyback, but you force him to expend that gold because he recognizes, I'm going to lose my tier 3 here, and it's way too early for that to happen.
I love how quickly, like, I still want like the hero choice to Rupture, like, was nice, not really the hero.
Probably not.
Like, he's already got Vanguard for 2.1k HP, and he hung around, he didn't even die. He sped up the Bloodseeker. I thought, okay, yeah, Mid one's away, but that attack range is from Lina. The base attack range is already pretty damn good.
And I like what Optic's doing as well. They're going double Lincolns, at least for now. You have one queued up on the Gyro as well. And I think if you're going to get the one, again, in a game like this where you're so afraid of Rupture and Roar, you want to make sure that you can double apply it onto the core that's dangling himself in front of the enemies, baiting them and distracted. Because if one of those spells is wasted, you're probably just taking the teamfight victory.
Comes forward, roars onto the Gyrocopter. CCNC's nearby, but Gyrocopter, BKBs, Black Cannon call down, doesn't get a lot of damage out, but then maybe with Laguna Blade and the Fatal Bonds, it is connected to kill off Puppey. So a 1-for-1 trade-off, not exactly the fairest trade you ever hoped for. And Ace's clone dies before they can kill it. He moves so quickly down to the bottom lane, straight into the split push. So a sad day for PyCat, but you got kind of the wish you asked for. You said to swap the net worth of the Gyrocopter and the Lina around. Gyrocopter now has the net worth that Lina had, as you said that. So he's balanced right next to the Arc Warden.
And Lina will take off when he's this far ahead. That team fight changed everything for Optic. That was the opening they needed, and it also forced the buyback on the critical core. That was going back in time, because you set the Arc Warden's victory clock back a few minutes, because all of a sudden he's got to expend 600 gold just to keep his base alive. And really well played. And it's like this is the same story in that first series they played up against VGJ Thunder. It felt like Optic had no business winning that game, and then after a miraculous and incredibly executed team fight, they take the W. And it seems like that might be the same thing that happens here, but Secret, resilient, doesn't want to get 2-0'd. Game not over by any means.
They're chasing Fada. They have sentries everywhere. Not to mention the Tinker Observer one. TP forward from Ace onto the back of the Troll. Lina getting burst down. She needs more life to survive, but the Yulzip was on cooldown. She didn't have it anymore. So 60 seconds without the Lina. Zai is dying as well. Puppey turning on this Edict, even with the Fatal Bonds connecting them. They just don't have the damage up to find one of these kills. That is now Team Secret having the great fight, and no Lina for 50 seconds? This has to be a very desirable moment for Team Secret to add more pressure to that tier 3 tower top.
And they're getting, okay, the timing that matters now, Secret, or sorry, mid one's BKB. Once he picks that up, all of a sudden Bloodseeker is indestructible. And that's going to be a big problem for OG because all of a sudden Warlock's exposed. He can just get ran at, 6-shot by the Bloodseeker. Nice Fatal Bombs comes out. That might be able to defend the racks, or at least rather this tier 2.
Yeah, with that flat cannon and call down Team Secret, yeah, they're backing up.
Man, Fatal Bombs flag is some stuff right there.
This year really, like when you think about it, easy defense. Not having your 2 primary controllers, the Rubik plus the Lina, I feel like their stuns and initiation is what Team Secret fear more than anything else. Now they have their own Blink Dagger and Shadow Blade onto Beastmaster. So Far's got jump. Actually, he just sold the Blink Dagger.
Yeah. I think he just goes BKB here, though.
Think?
What does Optic do against that? You can obviously BKB piercing interrupt with the Warlock Golem, but other than that, what damage do you have other than a flak? And it's a BKB Lincoln's Gyro. That physical damage is not so threatening. You know what else? Could be a Crimson Guard. But 8th, ooh, Aeon Disc, not a fan. Not a fan of that one.
There was definitely some debate. Like he went from Fountain past his tier 2 tower on the bottom and thought about the entire way.
I really think it's BKB Crimson. All of a sudden your team doesnesn't die, and you have a Bloodseeker, Arc Warden, Beast. Like at some point your draft is going to deal way too much damage. You'll get the kills you need, and then the towers just fall.
That bloody Spark Wraith. They're going to have to run around at the small area. It moves over the Gyrocopter, and the pings come instantly. Team Secret aware of the movement of Optic.
Bloodseeker BKB on Courier.
It's coming out at the moment. It may be a little bit too late. Puppey being picked up, thrown down.
Oh, they stole Edict. That's huge. Blink as well on Zai.
That means tower push.
Yep.
They look towards actually ping tier 1 tower very quickly.
It's a free tier 1. He can kill it himself now.
Yeah. Skywrath Mage is trying to keep the creep wave out, but hey, no backdoor regeneration on a tier 1 tower.
And it's really good moves by Optic in both games, just constantly taking different paths. They're taking the aggro waves. One of the ways Wings Gaming was able to win that TI6, they were always cutting more aggressive angles than other teams. And it's super important if you're trying to find kills, and they desperately need to cement their advantage, which even though they are behind, they still have the impetus to make things happen because they had the BKB advantage. That's disappeared now, but the Warlock is still the equalizer. Because a 3 or 4-man Fatal Bonds, you gotta run away if you're Secret.
This level of confidence from YapzOr. I say confidence, his TP was on cooldown. That's why he hasn't left this top lane just yet. The rest of Optic moved to bottom lane to defend against the Arc Warden clone push. And now YapzOr back into the safety realm. But I'm liking Optic's warding, where they're always looking for the trees. It's Observer and Sentry together. So they see when the Hawks move out, they see when Beastmaster, who's been playing in the trees a hell of a lot, is hiding around. They see the traps around where they're pushing power, where their push power is.
And Beast switched to BKB in his quick buy, which is the right choice. I 100% agree. Him and Bloodseeker can run in, whoever they roar. However, Optic also itemizing to defeat those 2 heroes because they recognize we can't stop them when they're BKB'd. We need to make sure we play around their ults as much as possible. And the double Lincolns is up now.
Clones revealed on bottom.
What's up soon? 400 gold.
All right, how long we got till Roshan? We will respawn in 5 seconds. So next critical target for Optic. This time around, they will actually have the numbers to try and defend Roshan.
And this is the big critical point of contention.
Who's going to see it first? Observer and Sentry down.
Ooh, Arcane Rune on Lina.
Like these 2 siege creeps just start moving towards Roshan because they're chasing the boar. So top lane gets pressured in by Team Secret, their own double catapult wave. But on bottom lane, they're killing off the clone. So Optic, he actually minus one of the catapults.
Look at top though, Bloodseeker and Beastmaster
Someone needs to come back. Gyrocopter, I think, actually needs it. He doesn't have a TP.
They're going to go straight into Roche. This is a great play. They push top super hard, forces response, and now they go right into Roche.
CCNC's TP's not ready yet. So the tier 3 tower will actually fall to double catapult. It's taken way too long. Vada takes the tower with the units which were there, and yeah, Roshan's going down while Optic clean up the pieces in their base.
Yep, perfect. They don't even get the tier 2 bottom. Well played. They bait Optic into the bottom area of the map. They get tier 3 and Roche. You can't ask for more. That's cheese too.
Yep. They will still have another problem. The Lincoln Sphere is completed now with the gyrocopter.
Yep.
And, well, you know that BKB we were talking about? Delay it a little bit. Beastmaster feels confident. Fardo now picks up the Blink Dagger again.
Okay. I like it because now you're like, all right, I'm not in danger. We don't need to go force a fight. It's more that they need the BKB if Optic was in a position to force a fight. If they get that Aegis, he needs BKB. But now you got a few more. You can catch your breath, relax a bit, maybe find a pick off thanks to the Blink Dagger now. And the issue with the Lincoln Spheres on Optic, as much as I like them, not only is your damage output significantly lessened, but if that Lincoln gets procced by something worthless, that's 5,000 dead gold. You're already 8K behind. You make that 18. How do you want to fight?
Yeah, it looks like Optic are looking to try and fight. They're well away from any Radiant Vision. In fact, Radiant Vision right now is a Hawk. And the Observe Ward in front of Roshan. And, well, that Hawk is now gone. Zai claims the money for it.
Arc Warden finally on top of the net worth. We knew it would happen eventually. Part of the reason our panel's not a fan of the hero is just the only way you gotta play it.
Or play-by-play caster. Hero's a piece of crap. He actually has a full Hurricane Pike. It's not even a 4-star. He's got the range attack now with the pushback.
I mean, this is the style that Secret utilized to win their that first major DreamHack, right? The Lone Druid Ags, the Ace Arc Warden, the Ace Meepo. I really feel they play best when Ace is on this, I don't know a better word than cheesy. Kill the buildings.
It's
kill the creeps.
Lane dominant heroes without being there. External lane dominant heroes. Okay, that doesn't sound cheesy.
I mean, just
rat Dota, because I know people don't like that phrase.
The way they just won this game, or at least took the game-winning advantage, was just outplaying the movement, you know? Abuse movement, force Optic, kill tier 3 Roche with no fighting whatsoever.
Smoke up. They have the gem, so Beastmaster fires him pretty close. They didn't see him. They get the pickup. It's over on Puppey. Better Bonds connecting him as well as Ace. That's the real one. So then Ace, 4-star up, the homing missiles chasing him. Laguna Blade, that's almost enough to kill off Puppey, but this fight's so heavily split. The Aegis Immortal burns, Puppey will finally die, and they're waiting for the opportunity, but mid-1, BKBs chases after CNC. He sees all as well. The Pycat in the bubble comes back out of it, doesn't have that flight cannon to work with, but the Rocket Barrage and these Fatal Bonds just doing so much work, making Pycat so much more effective, but it's still not enough. Zai is doing as much control on the back lines as he can, but now it's all down to 33. As well as Zai against a Beastmaster Skyrat. None of the big damage dealing cores get to live. And YapzOr is bone dry, but he's got Nag in himself now for the next fight. My lord.
Secret really felt the lack of a Crimson Guard in that fight. Flat cannon just ripping through them. Peter was dying, but his last act was to ensure his Fatal Bonds came up on Ace right after respawn, saving that spell the entire time. So it goes off on a creep and the clone, as well as Ace's real hero. It's the only reason he goes down there.
They didn't even burn the cheese actually on the Bloodseeker. Couldn't get it off in time. So yeah, with the Aegis Immortal burning, at least Optic are able to get rid of one of those critical advantages the Secret had for the fight, and they still went even trade. They're still a 3 for 3.
I like what Puppey did. He does this on a lot of support heroes. He's going for a halberd. So effective.
Pick him up, throw him down, blood right it up. Okay, yeah, he's strong enough.
If he gets that off on the Gyro or Lina before they BKB, it's just, they're worthless heroes after a point. And it's 5 seconds of disarm, and it's not cleansed by Blacking Bar either. And he recognizes as well, Optic has real damage issues, especially if that Warlock goes down. And Halberd, it's going near 2,000 HP plus evasion. And a health talent. Love Lesh.
It's that fourth core that we saw in game 1 from the Wind Ranger. It feels like Puppey's building himself into the same, but then you've got so much damage that also arrives from YapzOr. It really is the old secret, right? Like we actually have a 5-core lineup, not a 3-core.
And Fada is going for a nullifier now. He's 5,000 gold. Please spend it, Fada, and just buy something defensive. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. You have a Skywrath with bags, a Lesh. Like, your entire team is just vomiting damage everywhere. Just, they're effectively a bachelor party at 6 a.m. in Vegas, okay? They don't need any more drinks, all right? Just get them home.
He bought a BKB.
There you go, my man. He's listening.
A little bit short of buyback, but he'll be okay with that. Aghanim Scepter just got completed on 33. So Optic Gaming looking for more advantage coming into these team fights. I think they were really unfortunate, though, that the range of the gem, it just wasn't far enough to see the Beastmaster at the start of that last fight. Because if they had that and they just picked up the Beastmaster, Secret disengage, and then you start getting these runaway kills.
Their critical fight that they ended up winning was, of course, when they killed Beastmaster without him getting a spell off. It's the same story. You need to take them down.
Yep.
Him and Skywrath, just, they're the ones that are dealing the real damage.
It's going to be harder to do that now when Fada's got that BKB.
Yeah.
Because they need to get the initial, like, they need to get straight off stunned. And they don't really have that. Like, the telekinesis grab to Light Strike Array is kind of it.
Yeah. And the reason I say this is because Arc Warden doesn't have the damage to puncture Crimson Guard just yet. In maybe 5 more minutes or so, he'll start crushing. But for now, Night Stalker's king. And he has that Ags, too. So 3 minutes of nighttime. I think Optic's got to close this gap a little bit. Otherwise, they're just going to give up that next Roche in 2 to 5 minutes. And I don't think you win the game into double Beastmaster BKB Roar.
Actually, is you even have to wait for 5 minutes? Like, he's going to have a Daedalus, like, right now. So much money. Yapsor may be a little bit wary about this. Still in nighttime because of that darkness. So they see Yapsor and Zai so quick to jump forward and finding that pick-off over on Yapsor. 70 seconds down. So Zai able to steal the Arcane Bolt. A little bit of extra range damage, and this will allow Optic to take the tier 2 tower on bottom lane, but it's the trade-off, right? Ace's Clone already pressured mid. Poppy only has to Edict and then just add a little bit more pressure, and Fada's on top lane. That exposed racks, they always have to look behind themselves.
And the wave clear of Secret. Even though they get that kill down bottom, their other 2 waves are already troublesome.
They're moving so quickly for the fight, and yeah, they're looking for Ace. They'll hit the Light Strike Array. The ending control is there. 80 seconds now without Ace. But top lane, the Beastmaster units are attacking the range racks. Fortification is not available. So the TP comes in from the Gyrocopter. And he'll, with Black Cannon and cooldown, clean up everything. But the range rack's down at 71 HP.
It puts a dent in it, at least taking out that Arc Warden. I'm very surprised Ace got caught there. Great angle from Optic, but you got to expect them to cut across, right? They didn't go for the tier 2 bottom.
Yep.
What could they possibly be doing? You know they're not in their base.
TPing back to base to save it, but like, it was better for Optic because they had that Observer ward that was on the hillside, so they knew exactly it was the real Ace, and they committed so heavily for it.
And it's a great ward as well. It's something you don't see less experienced teams do. When you're behind in a position like this, you want to place a couple wards defensively, and they have 2 of them. You know the enemy side's going to try and play your side of the map as much as possible. You've got to ensure your vision covers that area because wards and enemy woods can be rendered useless if you're behind sometimes. And they have 4 up now, so a lot of vision saved for this critical part of the game. Roche respawning anytime between now and 3 minutes.
I love the points they watch too. Like they're watching both of their own ancient stacks.
Yes.
So they know where the big money is. You don't want to have all the rest of those crappy little creeps.
It's efficient vision, too. You cover as many choke points and paths as possible. High grounds. They have the Gem Night Stalker. Way to go.
Quick. It's so quick on the Roshan respawn time. If that courier flies over and discovers it in 3, 2, 1, Roshan. Okay, PPD, just walk in the pit. Walk in. Oh, they have Night Stalker. Okay, they see it. They see it. They will want to do this so quickly before Team Secret, because Team Secret won't be ready for this. This was so fast. Okay, now they are.
They get
concussive shot actually hits Pycat.
Global concussive, man.
What
a talent.
the hell is
what
that?
a talent.
Yeah.
Halberd on, you know, I was going to bring that up. I love that choice. He was looking at Butterfly, but just buy Halberds. However, the evasion's useless because Pycat made a great choice. He's going to go MKB, which you need. Double Halberd plus the Arc Warden bubble. You needed this to deal damage. Less, honestly, worse players probably buy a Butterfly, and that's not going to do anything because your issue is not survivability right now. It's how do you deal enough damage. The MKB solves that issue for now.
3-man smoke up from Team Secret. They're looking to try and find a fight. Optic. Can these concussive shots just continue to fly? And they're giving away information. Rupture, it's on the leader. They broke the Lincoln Sphere, and CCNC just wants to move back as far as he possibly can. Still, the Eul's have thrown the Mystic Blast comes down. Rock does drop both of them in fact, and the Flag Cannon call down damage. It's a 1-for-1 trade-off, support for support. As everybody resets. No Rupture for 40 seconds. and this may be that ticket to get aggressive. Move forward. Zai starts with a Fadebot, reduce that damage, but Ace has the end of the double damage range. He'll wear off in a second. Pycat, he cops so much, gets inside the bubble. The Mystic Flares are down once more for the BKB, protecting Pycat, but not enough. Hit one, 180 HP, scuttering himself away. The buyback has to come in from the Gyrocopter. Beastmaster killed off with Laguna Blade of CC&C.
Great buyback. Roche is up, remember. Everybody's got a buyback.
Everybody's using it.
Man, you need a Crimson Guard on Secret. Somebody, please pick one up. I take back. Halberd bad on Bloodseeker. You knew the MKB was up already. He can buy a Crimson Guard.
Yo, come back.
It's Lina Gyro, Toby.
Yep, 33 needs to get rid of that Observer Ward. He walked in range of it previously. He's going to give it to Zai now.
Yeah. Even though that buyback from Pi isn't going to be used, it's still worth because you need to be able to contest Roche. You can't fight into double Beast and an Aegis Arc Warden. It just gives away full map control for 5 minutes, maybe even a game.
They're letting it go. No choice.
Oof.
No choice.
Well, you got a win condition now for Secret, plus a big advantage.
It's
All you got to do is kill Pi.
It's base defense. What big odds are we actually looking for Rubik to steal? Like, he just picked up an Aghanim Scepter, so it's going to be chain stealing from Zai. Like, obviously it's not going to be as great as like the Disruptor Omni Knight kind of combo we saw yesterday.
I mean, it's hard to do a Jabs impression.
You want the Beastmaster roar?
That was, I don't know if you ever saw the opening. I think it was the 2013 Tonys, the Neil Patrick Harris led ensemble fight. Much like that, it's a hard act to follow. Shout out to Jabs.
CC&C does not want to, like... They were looking towards the bottom lane, hoping that was just Puppey AFK with his illusion. Didn't find the target, and is just scouting out with Leshrac.
You're going to have an MKB on the Lina soon as well. I'm telling you, Toby, if they don't buy a Crimson Guard, I think Secret's going to just going to lose this game. Their damage
Another
output.
BKB.
BKB on Arc Warden. That's good. You need that on the hero at this point of the game, but I'm just concerned that at a certain point, the Gyro might just do too much damage. All you got to do is land the initiation. Lina, too, shouldn't be underestimated. He'll have an MKB of his own pretty soon.
Yep. Just shy of level 25.
Yep.
Then you have that extra range. I'm assuming you go range over Slave, always. Yeah. Always like to double check. And he's almost completed the MKB too. He'll need to go out and get the money for it. His surplus is only 2.9k. So not what CC&C wants, because I think he understands with the Gyrocopter with his buyback on cooldown, CC&C can't burn his money. He's also just got this casual plate mail, so he has like 19 armor. He'll have to drop that if he wants the MKB. Either that or you drop your phase boots, but...
I think you don't really... you could ditch boots. It's tough.
Yeah.
I like the plate mail, though, but at the same time, man, I mean, Night Stalker's going to go AC after his BKB, I'm sure.
The split push has begun. They're sending clones in. The Lincoln Sphere's protecting the frontline Lina. Remember, this is only the clone of Arc Warden, and it's still a pain in the absolute ass to kill off. So they can stun it up, but it's allowing Ace from all the way down the low ground to take the tower. And on the top lane, Farda's pushing in on the melee racks. They have to burn fortification, and they also have to split up. Pycat's already using his Black Cat, and that's so huge when it's got such a long cooldown timer. He can clean up the top lane nice and quickly, but here we go again on bottom. Puppey, okay, you're gonna have not much to hold. It's actually going to be Diabolic Edict stolen by Zai, so you can clean up the creep wave, but the split push continues.
This is the right play from Secret, and this is what the Aegis advantage gives you. You don't want to teamfight Optic. It's way too difficult, but get Gyro to use Flak to kill creep waves and just continue poking the base. This is vintage Secret. This is how they win games. They're killing your buildings while you feel powerless to stop them.
Hard. Ace bubbles. Absolutely everywhere. Concussive shots continuously fly out. Puppey moving to the front lines, trying to help out his team. They get the Laguna Blade off. Arc Warden, the Fatal Bond's around from PPD. That's a lot of damage into Ace. They'll already burn off the Aegis for the Immortal. They were connected by Fatal Bonds, but they're still losing their melee racks. Farda, he almost got a backdoor regeneration, but the creep wave came in range, and he's got the melee racks.
I think that's fine. You trade Aegis for melee racks. It feels bad, but now you might be able to win a fight, but no Golem.
Yeah.
Oh, Fatal Bond's only on one.
He's in real deep. Battlebonds connects. He really had a death wish, but it's also the setup. The melee racks is already gone. They look towards the mid. Pycat, the refresher raw that comes out. The push back from Zai's own raw, controlling up the Bloodseeker. The rock drop is down, and already a quick buyback. Battlebonds needs to come out right now from PPD. They need to have some efficient damage, because without the gyrocopter, the damage doesn't even really exist from Optic.
No buyback gyro. They knew that. Fada blows both the refresher and the real roar just to ensure the kill. Really well played by Secret. Again, they played that perfectly. If they go to try and force a fight, if they're all in the same lane, I don't think that goes just quite as well, but they get the top racks for free. It allows Fada to close the gap, and they just continue spamming spells. They take bullets out of the Optic teamfight gun, and all of a sudden they're left without the Fatal, without the Golem, and what do you do?
Without the gyrocopter for 70 more seconds. And they know he's not there because he already spent his buyback previously. It's not because of money, it's because of cooldown they don't have the gyrocopter.
Yeah. And I point to CCNC, yeah, you can buy back, but he has 6,000 gold. He had 7,000 in that fight with no MKB. He's useless.
CCNC, look at the damage he's taking! Just the Daedalus hits, Rubik can't stand in that. That really is going to become the game. They're already ripping apart the mid lane, and there's no collateral. Like, Team Secret are losing really nothing here. They back up a little bit, but the gyrocopter's still dead for half a minute. Lena's got the attack range, but she just...
No MKB.
Yeah,
you
she
can't,
needs to send the courier out.
bubble.
She needs to send the courier out. That's the only other way to do it. Raw is out right on top of Zai, and down he goes. No buyback available. PPD, Rock, as well as Battlebonds was used, but with no damage, they know it. GG is the call, and we will have a third game to decide who will face up against Team Liquid in that semi-final.
Secret abusing Optic Gaming's complete lack of reach. They followed the script. This time it was enough to win the game, and I point to, when you have one core without buyback, you cannot save 7,000 gold in a critical base defense moment. If you don't have an MKB, that item renders you're useless because you can't do anything to an Arc Warden just sitting in the safety of his bubble.
Yeah.
Like,
I hate that hero. Hate that hero. Like, it just also seemed like Beastmaster able to just push the top lane with just his minion army was easy enough because of the prep work that the Team Secret did before. But when you're having two Arc Wardens run at you, they're both sitting in their bubbles, and you have no other way to actually bring them down, yeah.
No. Enough said.
Yeah. Gone with the wind.
Well, thanks, Kyle and Toby. It is going to be game 3 for this series because indeed Secret tie it 1-1, and I don't think anybody's going to be sad to see PPD and Puppy draft against each other for a third time because that's always a joy to watch. Here to discuss that second game, we've got Trend, Sunspan, and Gods.
For some reason, I thought you were about to say, I don't think anyone would be sad to see PPD lose. As soon as you said PPD, I was like, where's Shiba going? Shiba, stop! No, don't do this! But I don't know why my mind went there.
I like seeing Optic win. They get so happy. It makes me makes me happy, you know? Yeah. It's real good. But this game, this was very back and forth. So actually, let's start with the laning phase Trend because that mid lane didn't really go the way that Optic wanted to.
No, I think they thought it was going to be okay with like the Lina matchup and everything. I think it went better than, I don't know, personally I thought that the Bloodseeker would do even better, honestly. I feel like this hero's is ridiculous, but it makes sense with like the double nukes and everything that it's very much like kind of this slightly Lina favored, I feel like, but Bloodseeker can definitely hang in there with the right timings, of course, with the health regenning back up there from the creeps. So overall though, honestly, I just want to give a big shout out to Fada. I feel like in terms of Secret games, I'm so often looking towards Ace and mid one that he really gets a real chance to shine. In fact, he's often sacrificed, but he really led the charge on this entire game. You know, starting off, he was leading the net worth for a long while that Arc Warden had to come online, and we all know that's the problem with that hero. You know, you have to give him so much space at the start of the game, and Optic were close to closing that one out. A couple fights in the mid, but they weren't able to get high ground, and after that, it was just all Secret.
CCNC had a pretty monster game through till maybe 75% of the way through. He was probably the top net worth for quite a while as well, but like you said, there's a point where Arc Warden just takes over. That's what sucks about the hero. That's what's great about the hero. Whichever side you're on.
You really need an
happens.
MKB. I think maybe some unfamiliarity with the matchup. You're versing this Arc Warden bubble as a range carry. You need either to be blinking in the bubble and man fighting, which Alina's not going to do, or just buying an MKB.
How much gold does she have? She's like 7K? Is that what they were talking about?
Yeah. I think so.
Pycat had his ready.
I mean, there seems to be a lot of players that do that. And it doesn't work out well for them very often.
It
it's
is-
very
it's
notable
tricky, right?
situations.
Because you want to have buyback.
Yeah.
And if you can't have buyback and your next big item, what are you going to spend your gold on? You're going to buy half an item? It's like,
He had money for the MKB as well as buyback there.
all right, well,
His
then there's
push
no
here. But
excuse.
at this point, the game is pretty close to over.
Yeah.
I think getting the curry out to the secret shop is
that's the biggest
struggle.
challenge.
Oh, yeah.
But that pressure from the Beastmaster too, like up in that top lane, you saw it over and over. It did definitely feel like they needed to just let it go. That last fight, when they still had the mid and the bottom racks, I feel like there were some mistakes made in terms of like committing resources top. Like it's so tempting to go up there and clear them out as the gyrocopter, but that just gave away bottom. It was completely gone by the fact they didn't have all 5 heroes committed against the Arc Wardens. They can't take any sort of a fight. A golem gets dropped, and there's like 2 other heroes to follow up from the side of Optic, you know?
And what a difference that global concussive shot makes.
I love it.
Yeah, at some point, you know, Optic thinking, oh, we're going to go for a sneaky Roche.
Yeah.
In comes the global concussive shot. Nope, let's not. Back out. Gotta go. It was very enjoyable. Look at the damage as well for Yapzor, as well as Ace, actually. That is crazy. 33 and 35k. Obviously, for one for support. But nobody even comes above 20. Oh, never mind. I forgot CNC.
Yeah. What's wild
31
though
for him.
is you think about where was the damage in like the early game in terms of like Arc Warden. He probably contributed. Yeah, he gets some spam in the laning phase, but then there's like 10, 15 minutes where he just doesn't even see another hero, right? And then that
Jungle
late
time.
game is just disgusting. Like unbelievable amounts thrown out everywhere.
That's the cool thing about Seekers. They have this lineup, Arc Warden, Bloodseeker, both are, I put them in a category of maybe 5 to 10 heroes where it just changes the complexion of the game. You just have to play completely different than you used to play. And they had the split push with Beastmaster as well, so ended up working out really well for them that time.
It does. So,
Now we get a Meepo, right? That's the next on the list.
I mean, let's hope for that.
Top it off, eh?
It's been a while.
Yes.
It has
Yes.
been too long.
Probably for
Secret.
good reason. I don't know how those Meepo picks that do come out, they don't really look too hot.
Yeah, I mean,
To be
he's
honest.
done a couple, and I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, they won once with it, but it was even
Like
a
I
game
said,
they
if
should've
Abed's
lost.
not winning games with it, just let it go. You
Let
know,
it go.
just give it away.
All right, so who's the MVP for this game?
Anybody.
I want Fada personally.
I'm a
I
Yapzor.
really
Yeah.
do think.
Yeah, I think there's a few players. I think mid one had a bad game. You can like rule him out. I would rule out Puppy, Leshrac, but I think
The halberd.
Yapzor
good.
on the
Great.
side just dealing damage. Nobody
Yeah.
did anything to him the whole game, but I think Beastmaster is a fair one.
All right, let's give it to Fada. He deserves some praise indeed. Good game played. Just solid.
Yep.
Solid Beastmaster. It is one of his best heroes, of course, with and then showed.
The old
Very
classic,
comfortable.
right? The mech mid Fada Beastmaster.
Uh-huh.
I mean, we've discussed like people moving to different lanes, of course, in Secret's intro. I believe they even mentioned it. But no, I feel like a lot of the Beastmaster picks have done that thing in the lane where they spam out and they throw their axes, but a lot of players have had trouble converting that early lead and early harass into something in the mid game. Like a lot of these roar follow-ups, maybe you can't get these kills off, not really like leading the charge with the smokes or anything. He went Necro 1, Shadowblade, and just created space all around the map along with the Bloodseeker to really allow the Arc Warden to have a game, which can be a difficult part. Like, there's a reason not every team runs this hero.
So what was the main problem for Optic in this game?
they had no solution to Arc 1 late game, and if
Okay.
you want to win that game, you have to crush the early game and snowball. 'Cause
So drafting
otherwise-
issue, kind
I
of.
think so. Yeah, like a 10-pick Arc 1 can sometimes just win you a game.
All right, well, let's see if we're going to have a more even draft in game number 3 then, because that is where we're headed after this break.